Hey, everybody. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to Chatterbox, you guys. We're here today for this special edition, mental illness. It's a serious topic, you guys. But first, I just wanted to say happy holidays to everybody. Hope everybody Thanksgiving was really, really, really cool. As a holiday season and families are gathering, there's a truth right outside of the pure fact that hundreds of thousands of people in this country won't have a warm meal or a warm bed or a warm speaking a person speaking out their name. Too many people will remain unseen, unhoused, misused, ignored, and left to suffer and with untreated mental illness, which the rest of the world will be all celebrating everything. So this isn't meant to bring us all guilt, but it is meant to wake us up because numbers don't lie, you guys. And as we head into the holidays, when the world is full of bright lights and big dinners, there are 771,480 people in this country with no beds, no meals, no safety, right? That's the highest homeless number ever recorded in the US. And you guys know, think about that. Those numbers are really, really, really big. That is just something. And look, here's the part that too many people ignore that 140,000 adults experienced homelessness in 2024, have had serious mental illness. And over 67% of the unhoused population lived with a current mental health disorder. So, mental illness isn't just a character flaw, it's a health condition made worse by systems that cut psychiatric beds and unfunded community care and allow housing costs to skyrocket. You know, um, this is just not a statistical problem. This is a humanity problem. So, this holiday season, I'm asking us, commissioning you to show up a little different this year, you guys. Try to support your local shelters and outreach teams. There are a lot of different shelters that are out there and outreach things. They donate food. They help people. Some of the images that I'm about to actually show you guys are kind of disturbing and stuff. People are living on the streets right now. They don't have a home, and they're developing, making their homes out on the street. You know what I mean? When they say 771K people are experiencing homelessness since January 2021, I mean 2024 in the US, that's big. You know what I'm saying? So 140K adults are experiencing homelessness. 67% of people experiencing homelessness have had mental or current health disorders. That's deep. That's deep. We got a lot of people walking around. They under a lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? And basically is because mental illness is serious, right? Um, 140,000 people are experiencing homeless. That that's a huge number. People being stressed at work, just having to work extra hours to pay their rent and all that kind of stuff. People are just like got all type of mental disorders that are taking place because of way society is, they're making it difficult to even exist in society right now. And I don't know about you guys, but I think is really horrible, and we see it every day in our daily lives. We see a lot of different people being displaced, living out on the streets, living in boxes and in subways and all that kind of stuff. They just like living outside, and basically it's because of the institutionalization that took place, right? I don't know if you guys know it, but like in the 1950s through 1970, I think it was the different presidents. They raised the cost of living, but and inflation went kind of crazy, and they started doing all these budget cuts with hospital, any housing mental institutions and things of that nature. They started closing them down. I was living in LA at the time in California, and I remember seeing, people walking around with, sticks, 2x4s and stuff, with nails coming out of it, just like on the street, and talking to themselves and stuff like that. And it was a time when it was like they walking around and everything, and just amongst normal people, and normal people a lot of times they was afraid to talk to them, but these people, they needed help. They really did. They needed help. And this year, it's like with the holiday and everything coming, and we seeing people that's out there, they don't have food to eat. uh, this right here is a real life shot of just today, of a lady I saw outside. If you look in the corner, it's her baby carriage and stuff. She's under blankets and stuff because it's so cold outside. You know, this is somebody's home right here. They all their belongings, all their valuables. We take for granted that we have everything, but if you're looking at this picture, this is somebody's house. This is all those valuables belong to somebody. They're somebody else's valuables. But we take for granted the fact that we live in good, and we see people, we walk by them, and we put them all in the box. We make people feel that they're indifferent from us. But when you really think about it, the way things are, everybody, just about, if you ain't born with no silver spoon in your mouth, or you haven't obtained success yet, you're a paycheck away from being in a situation where you're in need. Not saying homeless, but in need. And being in need, we all need to reach out, you know what I'm saying, and help everybody. There's so many different things that you can do this holiday season to make this holiday worth something to you. um, you know, when I say worth something to you, make it more meaningful. Something that's from the heart, where you do something and you know that you did your part. You know what I mean? This is not something that we can just like eliminate overnight, but during the course, if we can do something, if you see first off a loved one that's acting depressed, or isolating themselves and being quiet or stressing out, if, ask them. You see, if you have friends that are hoarders or something, that's a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody that's on the street and they ask you for $10, I mean, 10 cent or 20 cent, they never really ask for anything over a dollar. But anyway, if you got it in your pocket and you could tell if it's a situation, go ahead and take the time to get a daggone people some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, just help, because you don't know what that could just be you. You know, they have outreach programs that are out there. Support your local shelters. Take your kids to, instead of buying them a whole bunch of stuff that they already have every year and break up and tear up everywhere, help them to buy something and take it somewhere and donate it to a shelter or something, because that's giving your child a foundation to give, and it shall be returned in large measures. You know what I'm saying? Um, Listen, you can support your local shelters, like I said. You know what I'm saying? You also can donate coats, food, or just your time helping. You can also help by advocating for mental health resources. When I say advocate, there are a lot of different measures and stuff. Look for those measures and different things that are for affordable housing and everything, instead of saying you ain't voting because your vote don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself out there. Break the stigma by talking openly and compassionately, because too many people, right, that are in the United States are unseen, unhoused, misused, and especially now more than anything. So donate, volunteer, bring meals, drop off coats. Small actions are huge impacts, right? And they are misused. I mean, they are misused and forgotten a lot of times. These people are, they left by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really, honestly, nobody really cares about the people that are out there. Before I go any further, we got a few people that they basically say happy holidays. Thank you so much for everybody that's out there. I'm seeing Lisa Handy. Let me see. Lisa Handy. She said happy holidays. Let's see who else we had. We had Erica. She said happy holidays. Happy holidays, Erica. I love you. We had Arthur to say happy holidays. How you doing, Arthur? And listen, you guys, the thing is I want everybody to make a difference this year. And the reason I wanted to donate this, I mean, dedicate, I'm sorry, donate, dedicate this show is because the holidays, when you see people out there and they like suffering, I don't know about you guys, but I feel a sense of, I feel sadness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm serious. I wish I could sweep everybody up and grab them and take them and shampoo and wash their hair, give them a shower, make them a hot meal, you know, just that's what I want to do, you know, and just to see them smile and let them know that somebody care, you know. I just always remember, you know, always remember, you should remember that if somebody speak to you, you know, sometimes just your smile back. Sometimes we got a lot on our mind and everything, and we're in our own worlds, and we are just a part of this that we're going through just like everybody else. But at the same time, when you exchange that smile to somebody, you don't know when you change somebody's life. I'm serious. You don't know when you change somebody's life. That person could have just was just saying they was going to jump off a bridge or take a bunch of pills, commit suicide. There's so much negative that's just out there and that's going on. You know, just the other day, you know, it's the West 42nd Street is the newspaper that I read daily in the morning. The 2 hours they waited for the ambulance and stuff to come. A man passed out on there and he was having, but because it was a homeless person, the ambulance took their time. They coming. You know, the police sit there and they talking over this guy and everything instead of getting it's not good. You know what I'm saying? This time the type of press, especially this time of the year, you know, it could be your mom or your dad sitting out there, you know what I mean, suffering and everything. And I just wanted to say it's an organization that's out there. It's called CARE, and CARE is an organization. They help. It said 1 in every 69 people on Earth have been forced to flee their homes due to conflict crises, persecution, or other life disturbing events. And 148 million children in the world, that's about 1 in 5, are chronically malnourished. Can you imagine? This is a rich company. All the food, the money here in the United States, they sit here killing all the turkeys and talking about Black Friday sale. But we got people that's out here that's hungry, kids, children. I just showed y'all this real life image of this lady that's this was today. This wasn't last week. This was the day I was in Manhattan. And you see her baby carriage that's there. You know, if you know of anybody who is suffering, you know what I'm saying, that's going through a mental health situation, you can call this number 1-800-950-NAMI, M-A-N, I mean Nami. It's a support system. They give you free lifetime suicide crisis support. You know, also you can dial 611, I mean 988, I'm sorry, not 611, 988, which is you can call it for the police, for the immediate, for the fire emergencies or something like that happen, or if there's some type of crisis, suicide crisis, you dial 988. And then also there's one other thing. The New York City Department, they you can go on to nyc.gov and you can find all types of programs and incentives that are there for prevention to help people who are experiencing situations where they're displaced and stuff like that. You know, there are shelters and stuff. You know, one thing about the city of New York is that if you ask for help, the help is always available to you. Listen, you know, a lot of people out there, believe it or not, They got a lot of pride. And when you are outside and you suffering and you going through, a lot of people, they don't even like to ask people because so many people can just be so mean. You don't even take the time to look in the eyes of an individual because God says the eyes are the windows of the soul. So when somebody come up to you and approach you and look at you and grab your attention and say, "Man, can you give me $1? Sir, can you give me 50 cents?" And you got it in your pocket and you brush them away, you know what the word said. You never know when you're entertaining an angel, but I ain't gonna go there because this is not about a religious topic. Even though I'm a spiritual person, and you guys know this is all about spirits. You know what I'm saying? Entertaining spirits, and the spirit will come to you and approach you in different ways. And when you just plain out ignore it, shame on you. Shame on you because you know better. Because if you was in that situation, you're going to take the time and you're going to support and you're going to help people. And that's all I'm just saying, you guys. This ain't really to come down on nobody, but let's do our part this year. I'm serious. Let's do our part this year. Let's like go out and help people, help them, be there for people. um I don't know. I don't know about you guys and stuff, but I see it. I see a lot of it. I walk around New York and I be seeing people just out there with babies and stuff. And whew, if listen, I can't have all the money in the world and I help people. You know, I want to open up a institution, not so much an institution, but a place where people can come and get back on track. You know what I'm saying? They can be able to come and have computers to redo their resume to get back out in the work field. They can work with people who want to donate an hour or 2 or 3 hours a week, their time to help people get back on track, with their resume or help them with their job searching and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of people out there that's smart. They just going through. It's just that it's different strokes for different folks. And remember, we can never put people in a box and say they're all like this because that's what happened with the black people in America right now. And that's what happened to us. We're all put in a box, and we all don't like to be put in a box. So how I'm commissioning you, I'm commissioning the world to go out and help. But I'm talking about, people we already have been through. We came a long way. So we know what it's like to have to suffer and go without. So we know better than anybody else. People who already have money and everything, excuse me, you gotta get some. Y'all know this is my what? Listen, we know better, right? We do. We know that in life it's all about giving, helping each other. There was a time, I don't know if the new millenniums, I don't know if they y'all call it millenniums. They got different names for the new kids or the young adults that are growing up. We used to could knock on the next person's door and say, "Do you have some sugar?" Yeah, do y'all remember that? We could knock on the door and say, "Can I use your telephone?" Or we would leave our front doors unlocked. Yeah, we would leave our front doors unlocked. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. But time has changed. There's a lot going on. And when they closed around a mental institution because they was doing budget cuts, they put a lot of people who they just suffering from mental illness, but through a lot of different. Some of them experienced death. Some of them seen people get murdered. You got all kinds of situations. So what I'm telling you is, don't put people in a box. When you see people, feel like you meeting an angel for the first time. That's here to give you a blessing. And that blessing they're trying to give you is to see where your heart is, so that God can give you more or can widen your territory. You see? So if you kept that kind of thought in mind when you meet people, that grudginess that's underlining, you know what I'm saying, that we don't want to get dirty, you might be able to put it aside. I'm serious now. You might be able to put it aside and embrace the moment and give something and watch that smile. Sometimes that smile person give you back or that thank you, that matters more than anything to me around the holidays. You know what I'm saying? My brother, my sister, I'm just saying the world can be a better place. Oh man, it's so much. If we put back in the world what we try to take out of it, oh man, this became a me society. That's what we always talk about is ourselves. And we start to forget about how we are, what impressions do we give off to other people. And I don't know about you, but I want you guys to remember me as a loving, caring person. You know, I wasn't perfect. I ain't never perfect, you know, but I strive for it because I know that when I strive for it, then it's going to outweigh all the times where I wasn't perfect. How about that? You know, you know what my motto is. When you pointing one finger at somebody, you got what? Three coming back at you. So my motto is we ain't here to judge. We here to spread love and to bring humanity back together. This is a place where we can come and we can talk. And guess what? Each one teach one. That's true. But if we all do our part in this world, in this life, right here, because God gave us one life, your purpose, your divine pace, everywhere you're going in your life, that's your destiny. And it can be great, but based on your experiences. So, one, learn to forgive yourself, right? Well, first and foremost, because when you forgive yourself and you take all that negative energy that the world try to throw at you, off of you, then you got time to smell the roses or to see the indifferences that are happening in this world, in this life to other people, and you able to give to people. And I ain't always had the best life, but I'm happy now. You know what I mean? I'm happy now. And I'm just telling you that you too, you know, all these people next, let me tell you guys, okay, next week, all right, our next show, right? I'm trying to see is okay. Our next show is about cell phones and the depression and stuff that cell phones give us. You know, it's going to go into detail. It's going to be a real deep subject too because you know there's a lot of people that's in social media. I'm just going to talk about one little subject of it, okay? That give us these images that they live in these perfect lives, and they don't never come live. It's always, you know, artificial and simulated picture, but you don't ever want to see no real picture. And it's all this body and how your body and curves and these tits and the hair and everything, but all the naturalness then gone. So, but I ain't saying nothing. But what I am trying to say is that sometimes if you put it out there like that, then people are watching you and people start to envy you and want to be like you. I guess that's what you want to do anyway because you're a celebrity. But you know, people want to be like you and it causes depression and all kinds of stuff. So some of you guys that's getting this depression and everything, you just stop the strolling all the time. Put that energy to doing something positive, like helping somebody, supporting people that are out there. Because all the strolling, we're going to talk about that next week and it's deep. But it has some cause and effects. And I'll break it down according to different age groups. So this week, look for um, my advertisement, my marketing for it, because it's going to break it down by age group, the cause and effect for different age group, from kids up to 13, all of that kind of stuff, you know. But we need to start focusing on feeding our spirit. And how do you feed your spirit? It's by doing good deeds. That, you know what I'm saying? Do good deeds, because good deeds give back large measures, you know. And sometimes it's just your healing process of your mind, you know, the words you speak. Start thinking about what you're saying, the cause and effect of how it affects somebody else, you know, because a lot of people out here are looking at the people like you and I, because we're stepping up to the plate to be visible. They're looking up to us. So what we say and what we get involved in has a lot to do with the mental, and this plays a role in the way society has actually shifted now. Believe it or not, you know. So that's just one aspect of everything, because a lot of our people are suffering because of coronavirus did a number on us, and before that the institution closed down, and then you got domestic violence, and a lot of the young children out there, because they gay and the parents don't have nothing to do with them, they become runaways and they get caught on drugs. It's so many different situations out there. But what I'm just trying to tell everybody that's out there is that with this holiday season right now, send a blessing to somebody. Do something so you can say, and do me a favor. Where you, if you can, drop me a line in the comment section. You know, hit like and drop me a line in the comment section and tell me some good things that you actually did this year. I volunteer. You know, I go out and I help them unload the trucks and put the food in the bags, and I talk to the people as they're coming through to get their stuff. It's things that you can actually do, and it makes you feel so good. Oh my God, it makes you feel so good. But you know, guys, oh man, time is kind of rolling by and everything. Um, if you like my show, y'all know, subscribe, rate, you know, put a review, do something out there. But listen, if you like my show and you like what I stand for, love, you know, if you don't want to see no love, don't be no hater. Don't just be on the outside. I know it's not a lot of people, they ain't gonna come forward because they don't like to be on screen and everything. But even if that's the case, do me a favor, just like and leave a comment, say something, get somebody else involved, tell somebody. Because I'm telling you guys, I got so much to give you, and the more I get comfortable, the more I open up. And so if you want to see me here on this platform, I need your support. I really do. I think I'm at 95 people um, with YouTube and subscribers, which is good, you know, because I had to get to 55 to get here. And so a lot of my people came from off of the social media pages and stuff where I advertise. But a lot goes into my show just to keep it real and keep it coming. And I don't like being script. You know, sometimes I use this telemonster to put some points up there and everything, but I don't like it. I like to just be real and come out with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much that I have to say in such a short amount of time. I want to be thorough and make sure when I leave you guys with some statistics, or some numbers, or some jewels, or some gems that you can walk away from and share with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Look, Christmas is almost here. I want everybody to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I mean, the holidays about love. And I'll see you again before the holidays here. I think December the 5th is the next show, which is next week. We'll be celebrating our seventh, no, our sixth show. It's the sixth show. And look for my advertisement. It goes up tomorrow morning. Remember, I post a blog on Medium and LinkedIn. It goes up, and then right on Facebook, I put a little mini part of every Monday of my blog and what my show is about the week ahead of time. You guys have a nice holiday, okay? And remember, spread some love to somebody else, okay? All right, thank you for joining. Bye. I'm your host, Dwayne Xavier. Hey.